Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are back working on the side garden. You may be tired of hearing about that. You may be tired of seeing us develop that, but
it's a development in progress.
It's a development in progress. And honestly, I've talked about this on other videos. When it comes to building a garden and developing a garden space, you're going to spend one of two things. You're either going to spend time or you're going to spend money. So the fuller, you can have a super full, lush looking garden in one season, but you're going to be spending big bucks to get it to look like that. I am a little bit more of a time person because I think of it like the growth charts that you do for your kids that you leave on your wall, and you write names and you make little hashtags and you watch them grow over so many years. It's the exact same thing for a gardener. A gardener feels the exact same way about the development of their garden space as you would about putting those markings on the wall for your child's height. So for me, there's just something about watching my garden go from this little bitty thing to this huge lush space over a significant period of time. I love to watch that. It's the same as watching a tree grow. I love to get young trees and I love to watch them grow over years because I get to watch all of that development. I get to be the one taking care of them, nurturing them, and moving them on to bigger and fuller life. There's just something about that process for me as a gardener. That may be different for you. You may want something immediate. If you want something immediate, just know you're going to have to spend the bucks instead of the time. So today what we are going to be doing is we have some perennial salvia, which most salvias are perennial. They should come back in most zones. Usually zone 6 through 10 is where they will come back. That's just a general estimate. Double check on the information tag on any salvia that you pick up, of course. But what they are going to do, they're going to get close to 3 foot tall and 3 foot wide. So we have back here, these are some alliums. That's the one that Macy ate. Don't ask. Anyway, so these guys here are alliums, and these are early spring.
Spring through frost.
The alliums are. The alliums will go through early summer and then they will die back, which is fine. And then you cut them back to ground, but then there won't be anything there. And we really need something that's going to have some height. Same thing with this heliobor here, or Lenten rose. As you can see, the blooms are already turning a green, which means they are starting to fade. So all that will be there is just this nice lush greenage, but no height on either end. So we are going to put that salvia there because it's going to get 3 foot by 3 foot, and that salvia over there, and this will be the color. It's going to be this dark purple, and it will give us some visual height and bulk interest for when these alliums and the heliobors on both sides end up kind of finishing up their thing. It's going to give us summer interest. So that's what we're trying to develop, is having color and interest year round. Now obviously in winter, the most interest that you're going to get is you're going to have the structure of the plants themselves under the snow, which is perfectly fine for me. But we want color over here. We want some brightness, some pop of color and depth and dimension, even into the hard, especially during the hard parts of summer, which is July and August for us in our zone. So we're going to go on ahead and we are going to be digging some holes, and I will be kind and put you on hyperlapse for that event. So let me get you set up and we will get these guys into the ground. All right. Best laid plans of mice and men do oft go awry. What was that? Robert Burns was not wrong. Okay, I think that was Robert Burns. Or Robert Burns quoted somebody else. I can't remember which. Could go either way. But The problem here that we have run into, and this is going to be a common problem in our area. Now, I know that houses are not built the same in every single area throughout the country. Different requirements, different soils, different structures have to be built to allow for the foundation. In our area, those that put the foundation in, so you have your house and then it's sitting on the foundation, right? Well, in our area, instead of it just sitting right on top of the foundation and that's it, there is an overhang. So house and then the foundation actually sticks out and goes down as well. So they pour extra cement. It's never even, it's never nice like what you see the house actually visually sitting on. So for demonstration purposes, this is the foundation and then the house is sitting on the foundation. So the foundation is going down and we have dug our hole right here, and out this far is a very uneven piece of slab. So,
come show it.
Yeah,
it's not slab,
it's just extra cement that they've poured out. And dang it if it isn't ugly. All down in here. So this, and as you can see, it's not even. It's got a mixture of rock and cement. And literally my hoary didn't go down until here. So we've got to replan here, which is probably why, and bear with me, I've slept for 3 years since I planted all this muhly grass, but I'm betting that's why I ended up putting the muhly grass exactly where it is here in front of that plant. So I'm thinking we're just going to have to completely put it in a different spot, and Mom is thinking the exact same thing. So bear with us a few minutes because we are going to have to backfill this hole, re-rock over the top of it, and then see what we can do about putting something in this general vicinity that's going to work the way that we want it to work. The interesting thing about it is, as you can see, it's not even because we have these beautiful allium over here, and they're obviously back, and we buried them down about, what was it, 6 or 8 inches?
Yep.
And then this piece of slab here is barely 6 inches down from the top. So hence why we thought we were good with positioning the plant there. Turns out we were mistaken. So when I said that it wasn't even, I literally mean it's not even. So that is also part of the reason that developing this section has changed over time. And I mean a lot. Like a lot. So I'm going to put you guys back on a hyperlapse. We're going to brainstorm for half a second here and see if we can't, I don't know, use some sort of divining rod that will allow us to know where the builders unevenly poured this slab, and see if we can get them in the ground relatively evenly along the side of the house here. Okay? Okay guys, so it's not exactly what we had planned. What we ended up doing is we had they're called Guillaume roses. We had Guillaume roses in here, and we ended up swapping places. So this spot over here that we had dug out that ended up having the slab, the Guillaume roses don't get real deep. I mean, they have some depth, and what we actually did is we built up 2 inches above where that, I don't know, what do you want to call it, cement muck?
Leftover cement that they just poured.
Yeah, the cement muck that they left there. We built 2 inches up on it, so it's sitting up a little bit higher, which everything that we've been planting over here recently, we have started to plant up higher just in general. So we did that there and put it there, and then put the salvia flanking either side of the hydrangea here in the middle.
Where the GM was.
Yeah, where the GM was. So the GM was on either side, and it does send up a flower, so it gets roughly 6 to 8 inches. And it really is a beautiful little thing. If you can find one, I really suggest them. They are easy to care for, easy growing. But these guys are going to get taller. So it's not exactly ideal because we wanted some height on the ends over here. But with the slab down there, unless we brought it forward and completely took out our heliobore, which we don't want to do, I'm not exactly sure how else we can get some height on the end. But they are in. They're going to be beautiful in the summer, and they're going to fill in very nicely in this area too. So it's gonna be pretty. It's just not exactly what we were envisioning in the mind, but it's gonna grow in. They're gonna look beautiful. They're obviously very healthy. So we got to go with what we can do. And if we were professionals, obviously we would have had everything already pre-mapped out, so when we got back there, we wouldn't be crawling over all of this low growing stuff to put in tall stuff. We would have had everything outlined, but we're not professional, and we've had to replace some things that have died and have not worked out. Yeah, we didn't know what we wanted. So when you're in development like this, you kind of just got to, yeah, it is what it is. You got to work with what you got. So that's all that we've got for you on this video. Go on ahead and drop a comment down below if you have any advice. Would be great. Obviously, I'm always learning. We're always learning. So advice is always good. Have any questions or comments, just go on ahead and drop them down below. As always, keep it simple, natural, and essential. We'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye.